press the bell icon on the YouTube app and never miss another update.
Hello students, welcome back to your English class. We're going to continue the fourth supplementary reading that's there, and that's Bird of Happiness, the Bird of Happiness. That's where we began in the previous class, and we'll continue with the same. We studied about this Tibetan folktale that was there, a protagonist or the main hero named Wang Jia, who went in search of the bird of happiness. And the village believed that wherever this bird flew, happiness would go along with it. So if the bird flew in this area, then that area will be blessed with happiness always. Now this area where the boy was living was a very dry land, okay, a poor area in Tibet, no warm flowers, nothing pleasant to look around. But if the bird would fly away in that area, or if the bird flew in that area, then they would have a pleasant atmosphere, they would have fresh flowers to look after, they will have everything that's nice around them. Right now they didn't have, so they wanted someone to go and get that bird. So they sent this little boy Wang Jia, but he had to encounter three monsters, one which we saw in the previous class, the rest two we will observe today, and we will move forward and see what our little boy Wang Jia does, and does he reach there, or does he feel this is too much for me and returns back. So that's what we are going to discuss in today's class. Alright, we are going to begin. Follow your copies in page number 195. The ninth one, okay? We are going to begin there. After the 500 miles, the soles of Wang Jia's boots were ripped apart by the stones. After the second 100 miles, his feet were cut to pieces, and after the third 100 miles, his hands were torn to shreds. So now he had to go miles and miles walking, okay? The first monster said, I'll just make you walk 900 miles. So the first 100 miles he's already walked, and the soles of Wang Jia's boots were ripped apart by the stones. Now there was a vast scree, isn't it? Those stones were there and they're very pointed. You could not walk so easily on it. Now what happened? The sole of the shoe, the layer that is below your shoe, is called the sole, okay, and the topmost layer. These soles, they started to wear out, okay, because the stones, the sharp stones were just pulling it in and around, and they were tearing it out. So his soles were ripped away or torn away by the stones. After the second 100 miles, his feet were cut into pieces. Now that his shoes has been torn, the stones will obviously hit his feet. So now his feet is also hurting for the next second 100 miles. And the third 100 miles, another 100 miles, his hands were torn to shreds, okay. That is, he could not take it anymore, he could not move anymore, okay. They were, now shredding is becoming little pieces, small pieces, okay, shreds. Have you heard meat shreds, okay, cloth shreds. So becoming very little and small pieces. Now first his sole of the shoe, okay, the bottom layer of the shoe was torn apart. Then because his shoe was worn out, his shoes was torn, they hurt his feet, okay, because he had to walk around. After that he used his hands also, poor boy, and that also went to shreds. Now if you were given a chance to walk on that stones which are very pointed, obviously you can imagine how our situation would be. Walking on them and then using our hands, okay, everything is ripping off, it's bleeding, and it's a very difficult situation. This is tough going, he thought to himself. He thought to himself that this is a very difficult path that I have to take, and it is not an easy one. I have so many more miles to go. I've crossed only the first 300, and then so many other miles to go, and I don't know what other challenges I have, but this is a very difficult one for me. Will I ever make it? Had I better turn back now? No, never. He said, Will I ever make it till there, till I get that bird? Will I reach till there? Had I better turn back now? He says, should I really turn back now? It is too much for me to take. Then he says, no, never. I'm not going to turn back. He could not bring himself to turn back. He knew that the people at home were waiting for him to bring back happiness. He thought to himself that I cannot turn back and go now, that I've crossed so much, I will also cross the further ones that are coming. I cannot be walking, I cannot be turning back or walking back home, because people in my homeland are waiting for me to bring happiness. And they have trusted that I will bring it, so I cannot turn them down. Wang Jia lay on the ground and began to crawl forward. Now that he could not walk, he fell down on the ground there, and he went on to crawl with 4 legs. And he went very slowly forward, because now he was very dead tired. He was feeling very uneasy with himself, because he is hurt everywhere, and it's a difficult path to take. His clothes were torn, his knees and shoulders were bruised. So his clothes were torn because he was crawling now, and then because of the sharp stones, his clothes were also tearing off. His knees and shoulders bruised. So his knees and shoulders were also bruised, very hurt, okay? And they were trying to, they were bleeding maybe. He was hurt badly, okay? You can understand this like this, he was hurt very badly. Finally, he reached the end of his journey, and there he found another old monster. So what happened? One monster, he has crossed the challenges of one monster. Then he found another old monster with a brown beard and a voice like a whistling wind waiting for him. Okay? Now finally when he thought, okay, I finished my journey, he found another monster that was there, and he was with a brown beard that is there, and with a whistling sound, okay, voice like a whistling wind. Now if you have heard these air trees that are there, when there's a lot of breeze and they move around here and there, you hear a sound that whistles, okay? Just like we whistle, the trees also make that sound like that. So he was standing there, and his voice was such of a kind that it was making like a whistling sound and waiting for him. Now that monster was waiting for this little boy. If you want to see the bird of happiness, howled the monster. Okay? So he's saying, if you want to see the bird of happiness, you must poison old Gaffer Silong first. Okay? Now Gaffer is an old man who was there, who was like an authoritative figure, like a leader. You must poison old Gaffer Silong the first. So he says you must go and poison that old leader first, and then if you want to do it, I'll starve you to death. So he says, if you don't go and poison old Gaffer there, I'll starve you to death. The first one said, you have to go and kill Lavsang's mother. Now he says, now the second monster gives him another challenge, that you must go and poison the old Gaffer Silong. Alright, if you won't do it, I'll starve you to death. That's if you won't do this for me, I'll not give you any food. So you'll have to die of hunger. Looking at him, okay, looking him defiantly in the face, Wang Jia replied, you can shout for all your worth, but I'm fond of my own grandpa, and I will never kill another man's. Okay, so defiantly is not in a way of agreeing with what you have to say, defiantly. Wang Jia replied, you can shout for all your worth. Now he says, you can shout till the core, no problem. You can shout how much ever your voice is. I have no problem with it. Okay, you keep on shouting till you feel tired. But I am fond of my own grandpa, and I will never kill another man's. He says, there he said, I love my mother, and I'm not going to kill another one's. Here he says, I love my grandfather very much, and I'm not going to kill another person's grandfather. Okay. In a fury, the old monster blew through his long beard, and Wang Jia's bread bag flew into the sky. So what happened? Now this monster was refusing to Wang Jie was refusing to accept the challenges of the monster, okay, and this fellow, who is that the monster, what did he do? He got very angry with what Wang Jie tried to say, that I am not going to kill anybody else's grandfather. So the monster blew with his long beard, okay, he blew with his long beard, and Wang Jie's bread bag flew into the sky. That is, he didn't understand what was happening to him at that time. Before his eyes, the blue mountains and the green rivers were turned into boundless desert with not a scrap of food to be found. Now that Wang Jie has refused to accept the challenges posed by the second monster, now what happens here? Before the eyes, that is, right in front of his eyes, the blue mountains and the green rivers were turned into boundless desert with not a scrap of food to be found. So there were blue mountains, there were green rivers there around, all was turned down into a desert, a vast desert where you wouldn't find even a single item of food there, okay, nothing to eat, you would find nothing to eat in that empty desert there. Earlier it was very beautiful, a pleasant environment. Now it's not so, because Wang Jie has refused the challenge of the second monster. Okay. Wang Jie set off again. After the first 100 miles, his stomach began rumbling with hunger. After the second 100 miles, he was so hungry that his head swam and he began to see stars. After the third 100 miles, he was so hungry that that there was a sharp pain in his guts, as if they were being cut by a knife. Now what happened? He refused the challenge and he started to walk back again, thinking that even if I starve, no problem, but I will have to bring the bird of happiness. After the first 100 miles, his stomach began rumbling with hunger. Now you think you have gone out somewhere and it's a very far off place, you are not getting any place to eat, or you will have to just return back home now, and so hungry. Doesn't your stomach make certain noises? This is the same thing that is happening to Wang Jie here. After the second 100 miles, he was so hungry that his head swam and he began to see the stars. Head swam is he was feeling as if everything was turning around him and he could see the stars. Okay, that's just like a phrase. That is, everything is spinning around him. After the third 100 miles, he was so hungry that there was a sharp pain in his guts, as if they were being cut by a knife. Now, we all may have experienced this at least once in our lifetime, that we are so hungry we don't find anything to eat. Okay, maybe we are traveling or we are doing something else, busy with something else, no food right beside us, we'll have to walk away or we'll have to go forward a long way to get food, and that time this growling in the stomach, a lot of hunger will make you mad, isn't it? You will feel tired, you feel dizzy, because you don't have energy, you don't have strength at that time. So same thing Wang Jie was feeling, like a sharp pain in his guts and somebody is cutting it through the knife. Okay, that's a reference. Anyone who is starved knows what he has suffered. So if we have experienced what this kind of a starvation is, then we really know what Wang Jie is feeling like. Wang Jie went to a river, drank plenty of cold water and continued on his way. Now what did he do? His only way of quenching or fulfilling his hunger was by drinking a lot of water. So he went to a river side by and then he drank a lot of cold water, plenty of cold water, and then moved forward. By the time he reached his journey's end, he was nothing but skin and bone. Okay, and that was, he became very skinny, very thin, skin and bone. Okay, phrase, skin and bone. By the time he reached his journey's end, he was nothing but skin and bone. That is, by the time he reached till the end, he had nothing in his body. He was exhausted fully, become very weak because he didn't eat anything on the way. Okay, skin and bone. Nothing left in his, no flesh. There in his path stood another monster with a white beard. Now there is another monster who is standing there with a white beard. What reckless fool has dared to come here? He thundered. That's with a loud voice, thunder. Have you heard the sound of thunder? The same way this man is also thundering and saying in a loud voice, "What reckless fool has dared to come here?" He says, "What kind of a fool are you to come here? And how dare you come here?" He says politely, "My name is Wang Jia and I have come here to look for the bird of happiness." So very polite answer, "My name is Wang Jia and I have come here to look for the bird of happiness." Isn't it a very simple answer? If you want to see the bird of happiness, you must bring me Bhima's eyeballs. Now Bhima here is a girl, okay. So one girl may be in the village. If you want to see the bird of happiness, you must bring me Bhima's eyeballs. So he says, "Go and bring this girl's eyeballs. If you dare to say no, I'll gouge out your eyeballs at once." Okay. He says, the monster says, "If you say no, I'll gouge out." That is, I'll just remove your eyeballs, gouge out. Okay. Eyeballs at once. Wang Jia bowed his head and thought for a while, then he answered. So he bowed down like this and he answered, "You must be dreaming. No one has the right to destroy a pretty girl's eyes. I will never gouge Bhima's eyes." So he says, "You must be dreaming of what you're asking me to do. Go and gouging out Bhima's eyes. No one has the right to destroy a girl's pretty eyes." He says, "Such pretty eyes, nobody would like to take it away and nobody should be doing it. I will never gouge Bhima's eyes." The old monster screamed with rage, that's with anger, a lot of anger. He tried to scream. He immediately began to blow through his long beard and Wang Jia's eyeballs jumped out of their sockets and he became blind. Very cruel of the monsters, isn't it? Yet we will have to read because it's a folk tale. He immediately began to blow through his long beard, and now he also had a long beard, so he blew through it, and then with the socket of the eyes, his eyeballs were out, and Wang Jia became blind. This must be the last ordeal, he thought. Okay, I must keep going in the direction of the sun, rising sun. That must be the place where the bird of happiness lives. Now because he's become blind, so he's just doing guesswork there. That is, maybe the bird of happiness is there where the sun rises. So I will have to find my direction there. And he says, maybe this is the last order or this is the last challenge that I'm going to get. So I will go forward. Groping his way with his hands on the ground, Wang Jia crawled another 900 miles. Okay, groping is very slowly. He was trying to figure out what was happening, because now if you walked in the dark, you're just trying to figure out what is where, isn't it? That way Wang Jia was walking. So he went another 900 miles. He clambered to the peak of the snow-covered mountain, and there he heard the voice of the bird of happiness. So he went on top of that peak of the mountain, which is very pleasant there and was snow covered, and there he heard this voice of the bird. "My lovely child, have you come here for me?" The bird of happiness says, politely asks him, "What is it?" "My lovely child, have you come here for me?" Overwhelmed with joy, Wang Jia replied, "Yes, I have. My people long to see you day and night. Please come back with me." Now Wang Jia is very excited, because after all the difficulty that he had, he finally reached there. He says, "Yes, I have come for you. My people long to see you day and night. Please come back with me." A simple request. The bird of happiness caressed Wang Jia gently with his wings and sang for him. So she was caressing is feeling pity, and then what is that? Maybe patting his back and with his wings. Okay, just like that, we just give sympathy to others. His eyeballs flew back to their sockets, and now he saw much more brightly than before. Now the bird of happiness was very happy for the boy being there, and the bird of happiness gave back Wang Jia his eyeballs into his socket, and now he could see much more brightly than what he saw earlier, because it's always like that, isn't it? Hard times bring you to the best times. Okay, hard times bring you to the best times. Now it's always like that. Tough, you realize Learn how to survive in the difficulty. Everything becomes easy, even there is a difficulty in future. So here Wang Jia was very determined to set his goal and determined to fulfill it. And only when he fulfilled, when he reached the peak, he understood that this difficulty that I had before was nothing compared to the happiness that I am getting now. All his wounds were healed and he was stronger than ever. All these bruised and all his feet being hurt everywhere, okay, too much of hurt in his body, wounds in his body, all were fine. Everything became fine now. The bird of happiness offered Wang Jia some dried meat and cream cake and then bore him back to his home village. So, what did she do? First she started to caress him, that is with love. Okay, now somebody, if there is a small child, we go and hug the child, isn't it? And we pat its back. That's with love, affection that we show. The bird also showed in the same way, then offered some dried meat that is there and cream cake and then took him back to his home village. They landed on the mountain top. Now on a mountain top they landed. What is it that you want? Asked the bird of happiness. What do you want from me? Wang Jia replied, we want warmth and happiness, forests and flowers, fields and rivers. So what did he say? We want warmth and happiness, forests and flowers, fields and rivers. So that was a very dry land and unpleasant environment in the past. Now we want warmth and happiness. We need affection of each other. We need bright flowers. We need dense forests with us. We need fields. We need water that is flowing for us. Standing on the mountain top, the bird of happiness gave 3 loud cries. At the first cry, the golden sun broke through the clouds and a warm breeze came down from the sky. So 3 loud cries the bird gave, okay, 3 times the bird cried. The first cry, what did the first cry do? The first cry gave rise to the golden sun. The golden sun broke through the clouds, okay. It was between the clouds, it was among the clouds, it just broke through the clouds and then a warm breeze came down from the sky. It's, think of this like this. Around 11 o'clock, you have a lot of warm breeze that is coming, okay. The sun is shining there, yes there is warm breeze, that kind of an environment. At the second cry, stretch of forest appeared all over the mountains. Mountain peach and other mountain flowers bloomed together and thrushes and larks led a chorus of bird song, okay. So now at the next cry, there was a stretch of forest that appeared all throughout the mountains. Mountain peach is a fruit, okay, a fruit that that was also present after this forest was spread, and then mountain flowers also bloomed together when the forest started coming, and thrushes and larks led a chorus of bird song. Now these lark is a kind of a bird, okay. Thrushes and larks, birds, these birds started to sing with their songs. See the pleasant atmosphere there, warm breeze flowing, this dense forest, flowers are blooming, the birds are singing, such a beautiful environment to see. At the third cry, green rivers and fields came into view and little white rabbits danced merrily on the grass. Now at the third cry of the bird, rivers started flowing, fields also came into place, and there were little white rabbits. They also started to dance merrily and hop from here and there in the grass, on the grass. From that day on, the people in the poor place never suffered hardships again. So that was their last day of hardship. Once Wang Jia brought the bird of happiness, they never suffered after that. So all their difficulties was over, all their difficulties was gone. Now there is another phrase here. Just a second. To set foot on, okay, that is to come and be in one place. I think set foot on that mountain, okay. Okay. Okay, I'm not getting that phrase there, but the set foot on, I just saw it somewhere. Set foot on, that is to land somewhere, to come somewhere, okay, to set your foot on some place. So this was the lesson, the bird or the Tibetan folktale, the bird of happiness. Now, there are a lot of phrases in this lesson. Pick them and use them in your day-to-day communication, which will really help you. It's an easy lesson. What is more important over here is you remember what his challenges were, and you also remember what his replies were, and then what kind of a moral do you take with this? Moral is you need to suffer sometimes to get something that you really want. Now, if you have a goal in mind, to achieve that goal that you have, you'll have to cross a different paths that are there. Take like these things. Monsters, 3 monsters on Wang Jia's way, yet he was determined to go and pick that bird from there. So what we will have to do in life also, we may not get these kind of monsters who will give us different difficulties, but our difficulties may come in different ways. We never know how it will encounter us, but we will have to be ready for everything, just like Wang Jia. So you can take Wang Jia as your role model. This is a folk tale, you apply it to reality. Difficulties may not be you climbing a mountain where there are pointed stones, no. Difficulty is in real life examples that are there. Maybe you are not getting something that you want, you didn't get an offer somewhere, you didn't get a seat in some college somewhere. Okay, one kind of a difficulty, but you will have to face that challenge and move forward. When you move forward, that is the day you win. Okay, that's the day you win, thinking about nothing but thinking about yourself and thinking about how you will have to deal with those capacities. Now that's what we can take from this lesson. Be open to all challenges that come your way and be ready for anything that is there, and success will always be yours. Okay, so with that I would like to wind up this lesson, students. Thank you very much for listening.